anyone care why YouTubers take breaks anymore? Didn't think so. It's been about 3 months since I filmed an oversharing in Seattle video, so let's do a bit of like a quarterly business review. And actually, I'm not gonna say quarterly business review because my life is not a factory, it's a laboratory. We're gonna do winter quarter review because we're gonna treat, and I have been experiencing this first year in Seattle like a freshman year. First of all, I got a tree. I don't know if I told y'all about this, but I had 1 quarter left in my apartment right here. And I was going to put a ferret there, maybe a couple ferrets, but the Adoption Rescue Center ghosted me. So that made my decision for me. The main thing I want to talk about during my freshman year winter quarter in Seattle is just how much this has really felt like freshman year in Seattle. I'm just so invigorated by being in this new place. Seattle is such an inspiring place to me because it's just, I find the beauty here connects with me really deeply. And also the friendships that I'm making. I don't think I've checked in on kind of like friendship building in a new city as much and as I did in the first few videos on here, because that was really the reason I started this oversharing series, was kind of to like reflect and express my concerns about like, I know I'm gonna like this place, but I don't know if I'm gonna like the people. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna find community here. And it's been August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It's been 9 months here. Like I said, we're a few quarters through, and I've made freshman year quality friends. And that is to say that there are people that I met freshman year that I know now 8 years later, and they're an active, beloved, amazing part of my life. There are also people that I met freshman year who I knew for all of 3 weeks out of desperation, trying to just find people to cling on to after orientation and welcome week and whatnot, that were in and out very quickly. And, you know, we texted each other and followed each other on social media. And then now 8 years later, I'm like, I barely even knew you. It's so funny that we're still connected and I can see so many of your thoughts because I don't really feel like we know each other like that. And then there's people in between that like have played different roles in my life. But I'm just so curious to see in 8 years, like who that I've met this year and which of these relationships will still be around 8 years later. Like, it's just a curiosity. It's just a question. Like, I'm not judging my friends when I'm hanging out with them of like, are you going to make it? Because there's no way to know. There's no way to know. I'm just being so open about the people I meet, giving them my whole personality and, you know, seeing who I really click with. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But there's a lot of hope. And I feel like freshman year is a very hopeful time because you're kind of in the building phase. You're in the generative mode instead of kind of the sustenance or sustaining mode. So that's what I have to say on that. Hello, little mid-vlog pop-in to announce the sponsor of this video, who is omnipresent in all of my content because it is Miss Ana Luisa. I recently replaced my everyday earrings, and this style from Ana Luisa is my favorite. They have a few different earrings that have this sort of like hoop and a little dangly, and I just think that it's wonderful because it's very versatile because you can take this off and just have a nice little hoop. And on this ear, as you can see, I got a few new piercings. We have a little huggy and the other. And then got some more Ana Luisa treats and some more Ana Luisa treats. This is a stack that I compiled from 3 different necklaces, and it's fun. Recently, it's come to my attention that some of you have been able to recognize me out and about with my mask on due to my hair, one of my signature flannels, and that to me sounds like I'm turning into a bit of a comic book character, which is really exciting because I've always admired people whose wardrobe is such a capsule that they just have a look. And that's what Ana Luisa's everyday jewelry accomplishes for me, is that I have a signature. I have a standard, and that feels pretty great. The other thing is that Mother's Day is coming up, and mayhaps your mom has mentioned wanting new rings or new earrings or new necklaces or new bracelets. And Ana Luisa's on it because you're gonna get 40% off a jewelry piece when you buy one. So it's a BOGO, buy one, get one 40% off, get one for you, get one for your mom, get matching jewelry. How cute and fun. And that link will be in my description. Being an Ana Luisa wearer is quite fun because as I'm out and about in Seattle and I meet people, I've literally made friends off of being like, Ana Luisa, because we have matching shit. Just a little real recognizes real moment. Thank you to Ana Luisa for sponsoring my return to this oversharing series, and back to the scenery. Let's see if I can overshare in public. You guys will get quiet Kath for the first time in my vlogger history. So breaking news, it's a new day and another winter reflection. The nice thing about living in Seattle is that there are a lot more compelling events to get outside, which I appreciate as a Californian. Because in California, the only real compelling event to get out of your house and go outside is the sunset. And even then, sometimes it's like, okay, well, I'll just catch tomorrow's. Like, versus here, when the sun comes out, the people are moving and grooving. And it's quite the sight to see. And that's something that I really loved about San Francisco, which we'll talk about that in a little bit. I realize I do have viewers that are here for the Seattle part of oversharing in Seattle. There's many of you here for the oversharing. There's many of you here for the in. And there apparently are many of you here for the Seattle piece, even though I'm not documenting much of the cityscape here. If you want that, Miss Monica Church does quite a good job, and she already exists, so check her out. But a lot of folks have been asking me on Instagram, like, what my thoughts after the winter here have been. This, to me, was the real test of whether I could make this place a more permanent residence, is if I could make it through the winter, because that's kind of the season I was most worried about. I visited a lot in the summer and then once in February when it was snowing, and I still enjoyed it, but I was still really hesitant about this winter. I remember being a little freaked out the first day that it was like overcast and rainy, that it was just going to be like that the entire winter and I was never going to see the sun again, which that's what it's like to grow up with 1.25 seasons in California. The closest weather that I can compare this to is San Francisco, because I haven't lived outside of California, and San Francisco to me really is base camp for Seattle, because it's hilly, and San Francisco is hillier than Seattle, but it's hilly, and it's a very overcast, gloomy city. San Francisco is not a sunny place. Don't let anybody convince you that. Oakland, Marin, the peninsula, sunny places. San Francisco, not. And San Francisco, though, for that reason, does have the same similar kind of like compelling events. Like, one of the most beautiful parts about that city is the energy on a sunny day. Everybody's out at the parks, the many dense, quality, beautiful parks. I haven't yet found comparable parks in Seattle. There are a few. Like, I love Gasworks. I love Cary Park. I love, what was the other one? I'll put it up here if I remember. But like, they're just not the same. Anyway, people will be out and about on a sunny day in San Francisco. And it's similar here. Like, I was just sitting in my apartment today and it's been cold. Like, I would say Seattle winter, it's been in the 40s for a long time. It's been a longer winter than I expected. Like, it is already spring now. It's April, but it's still like in the 40s, just eking into the 50s. And I do follow a Seattle weather account that told me that that is a little unusual. Usually it isn't this cold this late, but I also experienced that this winter from like a moisture perspective was pretty mild. Like, it really wasn't as wet as I thought. I like dutifully put out my rain boots when it hit like October. right in front of my door, and I've only used them like one time because it's never been like that much of a downpour. Granted, like there have been some weeks here and there that I haven't been here, but it's really only ever raining for like a maximum of 30 minutes and then it's done. So it's not like you have to endure like truly just a rainforest every single day. I would do this winter again. I would, but hopefully next year it's not this cold in April. I would like it to be maybe in the low 60s. Could be nice. Could be nice. Like the reason I'm out here today is because first of all, I had a date that canceled, so I was like, I want to use the time and take myself on a date, and so that's what I did. And then second of all, because although it's cold, it looked like a bright sunny day out my window, and so I wanted to come enjoy this. And even as I film, like the sun's gone away, but it's still hospitable. Like I'm here, I did bike here, so uphill, so I'm a little warm, but 1-2 layers is all I need right now. Yeah. Oh, you can see the Space Needle from this park. Tiny, tiny, tiny. It's hella cute. A couple of my neighbors are growing their plants down here. I don't know if you guys remember, maybe my last winter quarter update. I am so thematic this vlog. Like, can we get a thumbs up for that? I may be tangential, but I'm also thematic. And that deserves to be on a sweatshirt. I don't know if you guys remember my original apartment tour video, but I very much at the beginning prefaced that hunt with like, this is just the first apartment in my Seattle lifespan, in no way my forever home kind of thing. Like I don't have to take these spaces that seriously. It's just a year lease. But I really like my little home. And nothing quite solidified that for me like the construction notice I got this past week that really changed things for me, because starting next year, they're gonna build a massive building that's gonna block out a lot of the blue sky in my living room view, and it's gonna be hella noisy for someone who's not out of their house for 40 hours a week anymore. And it saddened me. It saddened me because originally I was excited this summer to go out and apartment hunt again and see if I could find anything with like maybe just like 10% more space would amplify my quality of life, not just to have it and just to say I have a bigger apartment, but because like you saw that corner, it was an either or situation. I could have a ferret or a piano or a tree. The other options actually I'd love to put in that corner are like a little table with a chair to do my journaling and my therapy from, and have like a little like mindfulness corner. I just find that so important in my own sort of like wellness practice. I hate to even assert that I have a wellness practice, but honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I kind of do. So W for me as a 26-year-old. Yeah, I would love to have all of those things. That would really increase my quality of life by like, I don't know, 5 to 10%, and that's a good marginal increase. I don't need like a 5-bedroom house. I'm really happy with my quality of life right now. I'm really, really, really pleased with it. But there are just a few things where like if I could get those, I'd be super stoked. And now that search is less so like just exploratory, and now it's more sort of like it needs to be conclusive. Like I need to either find a place this summer or next summer before the construction really takes hold. And that's sad because I have so many friends whose like first apartment in the city they live in just becomes their apartment for like 3 or 4 years. And I kind of love that. But I don't want to do something just because of the romanticization of the idea of it. I want to do something because it really feels right. And like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like 9 months later and I can't imagine like living anywhere else. Like, I just don't think I'm going to find a spot in a better location with the sort of unique features that my place has that I can't talk about too much without doxing myself. So, not that I haven't already. Now that I've shown you the laundry room and the bike storage and the place people just throw stuff and hope that our landlord doesn't notice, which it seems that she doesn't, I might actually like give you some closure on this vlog and like send you out of here with some verbal affirmations here. I am now posting one bonus video a month on my Patreon. I am doing, wait for it, a Cathro Out deep cut series, which when I came up with it, I was ecstatic and quite pleased with myself. Essentially, every single month we go back in the Cathro Out timeline to uncover a piece of my past. The first two parts were my childhood diaries, which like some explicit stuff comes up in there, like some absolutely outrageous stuff comes up in there. And then the third one, because we're on month 3 of my Patreon, thank you those that have supported me during those 3 months. The third one is my private Twitter. That's a little wild. Thank you for watching this video and checking in with me. Comment down below how your winter has been, any winter updates, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and Cathro Out.
Take a look at the lawman beating up the wrong guy. Oh man, wonder if you'll ever know. He's on the best-selling show.